Whilst Draco's busy unsettling the peace, he's missing out on all the fun. But Ron is more than making up for it.
He gets a lot of action in this film, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does actually, yeah. He gets Lavender. Jessie, she's really nice.
Tell us a little bit about Lavender.
Oh, Jessie Cave just brings her to life in the most deliciously unpleasant way. She's one of those girls who is like a leech.
Of course I'll wear it.
She has a crush on Ron, and she gets him in her mitts, and she won't let him go, and she's really fun, you know, annoying and fun.
Becoming the girl who gets to kiss Ron was quite an experience for actress Jessie Cave, who plays Lavender.
It was so amazing because I honestly came away from it being, if I don't get the part, I don't care because I've had a screen test.
And that was exciting enough.
It was, because it was almost, you know, you've had 5 minutes of being, you know, as if you had got the part, because you were fully in costume and you were on a real set, but also we had to improvise, which was...
With Rupert?
Yeah, straight away. So we didn't even do any script bit before, and you just went straight into an improvisation.
And what did you have to do?
I just had to be, you know, Lavender. And Ron was sitting on a sofa reading, and I had to just go bound up to him, and that was it. And so basically, within 2 minutes of getting there, I was told, right, just improvise. And so I had to come out of the room and go into the Hogwarts common room, and I was just like, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing yet.
I said, Rupert, do you mind doing some improvisations with 7 different girls, all in about 3 hours? You know, and they all have to sit on a settee with you, and they all have to be your girlfriend, and they have to kind of, it might get quite physical, Rup, and you know, some of them are very pretty, and would you mind? And he sort of thought about it for about a second.
So you would be sat in the room, and this girl who'd never met you would have to come in and improvise as if she was Lavender, and...
Yeah, that's right, yeah, it was quite, no, it must have been quite nerve-wracking, but
Did any of them try and kiss you?
No, they didn't, no.
They're not?
No, it was just, I think they were quite nervous, but no, it was quite, it sort of brought me back, sort of reminded me of when I was sort of auditioning. It is quite a scary experience.
You know, when someone who hasn't done much acting before comes into a room and it's Rupert, Rupert's quite famous, obviously, and a lot of people, you know, young actors get a bit, ooh, starstruck, but he was brilliant with them, and there was just a natural chemistry between Rupert and Jessie.
I was really nervous actually because it's quite a scary, really uncomfortable feeling, because the first one we did was in the dormitory after the Quidditch match, and the whole room was full of people, and I was standing on this like plinth, like this little stage, and no, it was quite scary. But I mean, you know, once we sort of got into it, it's fine.
But the course of true love never runs smoothly, and not everyone is happy with Ron's new status as a love god.
Lavender was the catalyst in making Hermione realise that she actually does have feelings for Ron, and Ron finally being like, yeah, I am attractive, and, you know, I can get a girlfriend if I want to get a girlfriend.
I think Hermione sort of views Lavender as though she's kind of another species. She doesn't quite understand what Lavender is, or how possibly Ron could be attracted to her.
Excuse me, I have to go and vomit.
Things come to a head between the two girls when Ron talks in his sleep, revealing his true feelings as he lies ill in the infirmary.
Emma's performance was so nuanced, so detailed, and so believable. I mean, your heart aches for her as she yearns for Ron and is rebuffed because he's just doesn't get it. There's such truth, and you know, I suspect that she may have experienced that in her own life. It just comes across in such a tender and beautiful and truthful way.
You say you don't remember anything from that night? Anything at all?
There is something. But it can't be. I was completely boggled, wasn't I?
Boggled. Typical boys, like, they'll say all of this when they're slightly drunk or slightly kind of not with it, and they'll say all of these things that really mean a lot to you, and then the next day they'll just be like, what? What did I say?
No.
Yeah, I've had experience in that myself. It's not very funny, I have to say. Not very funny.
Ron likes Hermione. Hermione likes Ron but can't quite express it, and Harry and Ron, not Harry and Ron, no, well, you know, this is a whole thing that Joe hasn't written, but we thought we'd add just to, you know, make the audiences a little more interested. No, there is that would be quite unexpected. Well, mind you, at the read-through, I was sitting next to Jo. She comes to each of the read-throughs, and I look at her making notes. She makes the occasional note, and she wrote this. Dumbledore had this line. And she said, wouldn't say this. And as we're walking back to my office, she says, Dumbledore's gay. And I was like, oh my God.
That was a revelation
That
for
was
you.
a complete revelation.
And that's why he wouldn't have said that line.
Yeah, that's why he wouldn't have said that line.
So just to clarify, it's not Ron, but his sister Ginny Weasley who sets Harry's heart racing.
It's very complex because, of course, Ginny, as Harry's best mate's sister, it's a bit of a... It's quite a political situation between Harry and Ron. Because at the beginning of the film, Ginny's dating Dean Thomas.
Slick kid.
Obviously, well, they're only holding hands.
And Ron's not happy about that at all and saying things like, well, you've got to hate anyone who dates your sister just on principle. And so Harry's sort of going, oh, yeah.
Knowing that he has feelings for her.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's, no, it's quite a tricky situation, but it is a really nice part of the story.
When you read The Half-Blood Prince, did you read it and think, oh my goodness, my character ends up snogging endlessly with Harry Potter? What's that going to be like to have to film?
Yeah, I mean, when I read it, I didn't... People kind of always go, oh, did you expect that to happen? Did you always think that? And I was completely shocked when I read it, because people had already kind of read on before. Some of my friends were really quick at reading it, and they were like, oh, have you read this page? And I'm like, no, I haven't read that.
Harry and Ginny are getting closer, and Ron, the thought of his best friend and his sister is just not pleasant, shall we say.
Ginny and Harry are sitting on the couch, sort of having this quite sort of romantic sort of scene. I just come in and sit between them with a bowl of pies.
And we must have done it 20 times because we couldn't stop laughing. Again, because Ron sort of sat down and said, pie?
Neither of them could say the word. It was just they just laughing before they'd even said it.
So you were the one that was corpsing?
And Rupert, me and Rupert, yeah. Bonnie a bit, but not so much. Me and Rupert.
She's
we're
professional. Come on, let's
me and
face it,
Rupert
between
are
the three
pretty
of you.
terrible
Yeah.
at corpsing. Still, I mean, I've got a lot better. Rupert's awful. Still.
It does get quite annoying because I've ruined so many takes. Yeah, it's just there's no reason for it as well. It's just really annoying.
Do you end up apologising?
Oh yeah, I feel really bad because sort of the day just goes on and on and on.
Pie? Not for me, no.
You had to do those scenes where you do the kiss. What was that like?
Yeah, it was weird. It was actually the first scene that I filmed on the whole film, yeah. And
So start with the hardest and then work down.
Yeah. No, it was weird. I've never done anything kind of on film like that.
Were you able to lead her through it? The old hand that you are?
I didn't really. It's weird because I did something possibly slightly stupid because I sort of assumed that because I was all right, she's going to be fine. So I didn't really think she'd be nervous. Apparently, she was very nervous, and rightly so.
I think at first, the first few takes of the rehearsals can be really weird, and it is quite awkward. But then after that, it just seems weirdly kind of just normal.
You got into it?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Is he a good kisser? That's what they want to know.
I know, that's all they ask.
Harry needs to make the most of the good times as the darkness is closing in.